What skills do you need to thrive in a post-AI world? I think there are three. First, actually use AI. Get off the free version of ChatGPT. Follow what's happening on Twitter/X, since that's where the real conversation is happening. And pay attention to what companies like OpenAI, Google, and Anthropic are releasing. You don't need to chase every tool, but you do need to stay close to the shift that's happening right now. This is just like the early internet. The businesses that built websites early won. Second, get as close to revenue generation as possible. Every job breaks into three parts: making the money, doing the work, and administering the work. Most people sit in the doing or administering categories, building slides, running reports, managing operations. But AI is going to absorb most of that. What it can't replace is the person who actually brings in the business. That's why senior partners at consulting or law firms get paid the most, not because they're better at the technical work, but because they hold the relationships that bring in clients. In my own company, the people closest to revenue are always the safest when things get tough. Even a typically cost center role, like customer success, becomes incredibly valuable the moment it's tied to retention and revenue instead of just support. Third, build a personal brand. Being good at AI and good at generating revenue isn't enough. People need to know it. Internally, that means visibility. Your manager's perception of you often matters more than your actual output, since nobody fully sees your day-to-day work. Externally, that means sharing what you're learning on LinkedIn, in a newsletter, on YouTube. You don't need credentials to start teaching anymore. Simply being consistent and helpful is what builds credibility today. I built a reputation as the productivity guy with zero formal qualifications, just by making useful content. The goal isn't mass fame, it's being the person who comes to mind in your specific niche when someone needs help or wants to hire someone in that space. There are two ways this reputation builds: word of mouth, where people personally recommend you, and online presence, where strangers discover your work and trust you because of it. Ideally, you want both. The goal isn't to be famous to everyone, just well-known and trusted within your own industry. And ultimately, all of this comes back to one thing: sales. A business exists to make money by serving customers, and you're paid because of the connection between your work and the revenue it generates. The clearer that connection, the more leverage you have to negotiate raises, switch jobs, or build something of your own. Salespeople are often paid more than CEOs because they directly drive revenue. Even technical or product-focused roles are valuable mainly because of the money they generate, not the skill in isolation. And sales doesn't just mean cold calls. It means your ability to communicate ideas, get buy-in from your team, manage relationships up and down, and negotiate. That skill holds its value no matter how advanced AI becomes. Even fields like medicine are being reshaped. AI is already outperforming many doctors at diagnostics. But convincing another human to trust you, your ideas, or your value, that's one of the few things that stays fundamentally human.